Okay, we're live now. Hi, everybody. How's it going today? My name is Mike from Settling, as most of you know. Today, we are having the launch event of ScoreInn, a football agency based in Berlin. This is our first official um, introduction. So, we've had the video before where we talked about who we are, what we do. You can check that on our channel. However, today the focus is to officially launch the brand online, especially for our audience abroad. My name is Mike, and I'm the co-founder of Settling, a social media that connects and informs people about migration. And I am also one of the co-founders of ScoreInn. As we proceed, I'm going to give a bit of background about myself and how everything connects. But before I proceed, I would like my colleagues who are here this evening to briefly introduce themselves. I'd like to start first with Paul.
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Paul. I'm a co-founder of this company as well, and there were several reasons or motivations brought me here today. Because on the one hand, I was, maybe I start with that fact that I'm educated as a lawyer, and in the times of like in 2015 to 2018, I was operating a foundation which was handling migration issues for foreigners in Germany, and we were trying to connect them to the according employers. And yeah, that ended in 2018. But from then on, I was still always in touch with many migrants in Germany. Also because of my voluntary work as a football trainer, which I'm doing since 10 years in a very competitive football club in Berlin, where I'm working with young players from the age of 9 and to the age of 15, 16. And that's where I met a lot of players with an African origin, and they've been, yeah, uh, more and more of them reached the top of the game there. And yeah, I was becoming aware of the fact that plenty of them have been migrating to Germany just recently, and their parents have been struggling with plenty of issues in the German society and the German bureaucracy. So I was starting to consult a few of them. And yeah, from that moment on, I understood that Settlen is a good partner to combine the expertise of migration challenges and my football experience and my network in the football industry in Germany and European wide to do something specifically for footballers. And that's why we're here today.
Great. Thank you very much, Paul. I'm going to bring also next CJ to also briefly introduce himself as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is CJ. One of the co-founders of ScoreInn. I am a lifestyle influencer who's been living in Berlin for a couple of years now. I am also a sports enthusiast. Um, I I've been I've been closely working with my younger brother, who is a footballer back home in Nigeria, and I understand the challenges associated with African footballers, especially or African um, talents trying to cross over to Europe to make that debut or even have the chance, to showcase their talent. Um, Having seen some of these problems or some of these challenges that we face, I decided that this score in, or we decided to bridge those gap or deal with those issues, in order to give our young African talents, chance or the opportunity to showcase their talent. So that's where I come in here with Mike and of course Paul and Cindy here to do something that will change the lives of most African or some African um, young kids that have the dream, to becoming a professional footballer. You know, thank you.
100%. Thanks a lot, CJ. So next we're gonna have Cindy. She's gonna briefly introduce herself and also what she does in the team as well.
Okay, hi guys. So my name is Cindy Michelle. What I do normally is I make music. So I'm an artist. That's what I do like most of the time. But I'm also a sales manager. So I used to work for software. Um, Actually, I stopped working in sales management this year because I went on tour, and that's when I started to talk to Paul that told me about ScoreInn, which I liked a lot because like as an artist, like we deal a lot with how to say that with the issues of being creative and not having like a backup plan,
Yeah,
and that's why I like the values of Score In, and I love that because actually, of course, I'm a black woman, and yeah, I love to give the players perspective, and that's why I joined in the field of the public relation, because I think like through my skills from social media and as an artist, like I said, um I have some knowledge that I can definitely use and help the players grow and get to their goals,
100%, 100%.
and of
Thank
course keep the image of Scranton um very nice.
Definitely, definitely. Thanks, Cindy. So guys, we know people are watching us at least across three channels. So LinkedIn, um, Twitter, and also YouTube. So for the people watching us from YouTube and LinkedIn, we can see your comments if you share them. So the goal of this event actually is that we get a chance to connect with all potential stakeholders, especially those of them who are abroad. So wherever you're watching this from, feel free to leave a comment. For people watching us on Twitter, we may not be able to see your comments. So you could just comment, but we won't see it live. However, if you're watching us from LinkedIn or from YouTube, we can see your comments or your question live and we will take them. So, yeah, keep watching. Thanks, Everestus. If you have questions, keep the questions coming. We will take them as we proceed. But just so you know, the goal of the event today or this live session is that you know the faces behind scoring. You know what's our motive, our motivation as well, where we're going, and also who are those people that we work with or we want to work with. And definitely, if you have questions, put the questions. This is your chance to get to connect with us. Of course, you can check our website to explore the information which we have there and how you can connect with us. Um, but just so you know, we are here for you. And as we dive deep into the conversation, you will understand how we work, how we operate, how you can get in touch with us, and also how we can actually help you. So, just to give a bit of background about myself, I have been in the migration space since officially since 2017 with my first brand, uh, giving information and also services to people within the both in the migration space, so people abroad and also people back home. My goal is essentially, if you want to move abroad, that you have the right information. One thing that we have seen is misinformation, that leads people to just take decision without really thinking about what's going to happen down the lane. So I've been doing this and it's evolved into settling the platform that connects and informs you about migration essentially. Paul, that you have here, and I and my brother CJ, we've been friends for a very long time. And as Paul mentioned, he's in the football industry. He's a coach, And not to mention that he's also a lawyer. Paul is going to go into more details about this, but I just want to tell you guys how everything come together. So while doing my stuff to help people who want to study or work abroad, I've also been coming in contact with semi-professional footballers. And one thing I learned from them, from their experience, is not it's not only that there are a lot of opportunities here for you, but one main stumbling block is how do you get to come to Germany or come to Europe and gain access to these? I think many of you can testify to the fact that there is massive, or I don't like, enormous pool of talents back home, but not many of the people are able to make it anywhere. Some even right in the country they can't go far, let alone going abroad. And this is where we come in to bridge that gap. So we come in here with expertise that cuts across the migration space, um, law, entertainment, sports, and also technical expertise as well. So we are uniquely positioned. Um, I would like to proceed, by inviting Paul to dive into more details about the core structure of scoring, just to give you guys a picture of what you can expect from us. It's more like our building blocks. So Paul is going to tell us a bit about that. And then later on, CJ would also tell us about how we relate with players, how we connect with players, what we're able to do for the players. Cindy will also tell us about how we are also expanding our network, connecting with other people within the space, especially promoters or influencers that can actually help us get out there. Because one thing that you can understand is the fact that the space where we are is a very diverse space. You meet people with different background, and this is also what is bringing us together. So it's our strength, and we want to use it in the best way possible. I see some questions coming in already, which is great, but we won't take all these now. So we will just, keep rolling. And then we encourage you to stay until the end. For the people on LinkedIn, we don't see you, but we see your comments. So feel free to put the comments. So, Paul, maybe you tell us a bit about the structure of scoring and how everything also puts together and what the players can expect from us.
Yeah. Maybe let me start with some experience we made in the past month. And a very important key fact to understand how we are supposed to work and how we are working is to differentiate in between players playing U19 level and adult players, minors and adults. And then we got to differentiate in between players in Europe with a valid visa, which is also a crucial question we are having to deal with. What kind of visa do you have in Germany, or will you apply for Europe? And that's two key questions, because on the one hand, only talking about football, I mean, let's say now we're talking with an audience which is mainly abroad, but once you would be in Germany or Europe, it would be far easier for us as your agent to connect you with the club once you're still a minor and you are still allowed to play U19, because either the academies of the professional clubs or the amateur clubs, they invite young players to make tryouts there, and you can showcase your talent easily as long as you're still a minor. It becomes more and more difficult the older you get. This is most probably all your audience guys experience, that your football career should start as soon as possible. You should be well educated, well trained as early as possible. And unfortunately, the image of European and German football clubs is that the only proper education and training you receive in the very specific club. So they got the image, or there is the image, that like at least the training in African countries wouldn't be the same as here. So the earlier you would be in Europe, the more acceptance you would receive from that point of view. But on the opposite side, or on the other hand, everybody here knows that the African players, or that especially African players, bring a lot of strength into the game. Like on a very different level, we only have to watch, for example, that's my best example, my showcase, the U16 team of the Hertha Berlin club, which is a second division club in Germany. A traditional club, played first division for decades, but now they are playing second division. And in their U16, which I'm very familiar with, we are having, I guess, right now 10 players with an African background. So everybody knows, if you want to have good results in your league, try to bring the strength of African players into it. So that's where I came from. I mean, the youth academies, either professional clubs or amateur clubs, they are looking, that's easier for you once you would be here as soon as possible. And that's maybe just one side fact. I would always suggest make a high school degree. And then we are coming to the visa question. The German migration policy has and softened in a way. It's easier to come to Germany if that would be your consideration, to move to Germany for your football dreams. And once you get a high school degrees, the gates are more open than if you would neglect that one. But yeah, now we've been talking about minors, and on the other hand, it's in a way more difficult to get a visa for Germany as a minor. Also, the academies don't make it that easy. So we're, I guess, talking to a majority of adults right now, and that's what I want to talk about. Like, once you're still abroad, we understood that the key to your football career is a valid visa for Europe, like whether that would be a tourist visa first of all, and that's where we would be there for you to connect you to a club, even though you would just arrive here for a certain while as a tourist, with all the risk you're taking at that moment to fly over and whatever. So it's not the best solution, but what we understood is that we want to be different than most of the agents who promise you that you will just have to book a flight, come over here and become a professional footballer. We want to prepare you for a sustainable career plan in Europe with a plan B. I guess Mike will talk about that more, because this is what will guarantee you a valid visa for Germany. Let's focus on Germany. And from that moment on, we can work with you, because we can, depending on your level, on your age, on different questions, we can connect you to the according clubs. That's where I am. That's where I can help you with my network to help you to find a club here, to make tryouts and see that you can start over your career here. And let me finish with this one. As long as you don't have a professional contract here, which means you would play first or second division and earn at least 42,000 euros a year, you would struggle with the migration issues, like with all the paperwork in Germany, with social insurance, social security, health insurance, and housing and stuff like that. So that's where I am too, and ScoreInn is too, here to help you with legal expertise and legal advice from the very beginning, to make your arrival here into a success story. And that's, I guess, where we are a bit different to other players' agencies. Even like, once you're here without the meanings, without the resources to earn like 42,000 euros a year, we will be there and having a strong legal team and a very experienced team to also help you from the very bottom of your football career to increase it. And yeah, I guess that's our unique selling point in a way, because I want to finish with that one. Once we came together to consider to consult football players, I made a short Google research, and the first 15 results have been warnings about spam and scam agents in Germany or in Europe who would not provide you nothing like that. So it's always good to have like a round table of expertise from different fields. So it's the sports, it's the legal issues, it's migration, career issues, and last but not least, also Cindy's expertise, because as you know, it's not all about performing on the pitch, but also we're living in the Instagram age and the social media age, and plenty of careers here started from that's a new story, but start from a public appearance like on Instagram. And yeah, so we are widespread and widespread organized to be the best support for you. Wow, that was a lot, but in a way, that's it.
No, thanks a lot, Paul. Really, thanks a lot. And I think actually I wanted to go to CJ first, but I like the last point which you mentioned. So I'm just going to bring Cindy to tell us about a bit about building the network and also yeah, promotions and also connections also with other people out there, and how we can essentially just really connect to the community and see that what we have can really get to those people who are in need of it. So whether here in Germany, other parts of Europe, but also back in Africa.
Thank you. First of all, thank you, Paul. That was very nice. And Mike, that what as you said, community is exactly the right word. Because like, when you have community, you don't care about your own interests, but about the players' interests and about their future clubs, right? So
Mhm.
that's the community we are talking about. I wrote down how how I would do these strategies on social media, to push the players and focus towards their goal. That mean like on being seen, focusing on their journey, building connections, which means I mean like my best friends is soccer players, so of course I want to see how can we connect, how can we get some tips, or just get exposure, so the players feel like they actually have a starting point.
100%.
Then we help them have a brand, you know then we focus on the journey, like we try to get them to play for as test for the clubs. We try to build how to say that, like connect them with sport influences, that we can on our social media show how their trainings be promote I mean like promote their trainings, and of course with the ultimate goal to have the players signs with the clubs. Yeah.
Definitely.
um and of course we want to focus on building partnerships opportunities.
Mm.
Yeah, that means like working with clubs long term, that every time we have like a new player, that we can like listen, let him play, show and show his talents. And yeah, I wrote a couple things down. Yeah, social media performance, I said that. Mm, 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 mm. And the players, hold on, give me one little second.
For sure.
um Okay, so I wrote down like media relations, like build social media relationships, maybe work with journalists and sports entertainment, to get their names heard, because our
Yeah,
focus is not just keep it into scoring, but like actually spread the word.
100%.
Um, and of course increase the visibility among the industry, which is the good connection to the soccer players that we have and we know,
Mm-hmm.
because they can spread the word.
Definitely.
um, of course create authentic content. Yeah, like I said, like for the players achievement. Sorry, I'm just saying everything all over because my notes are like so all over the place. I'm sorry. That's a creative thing.
100%.
This we,
Just giving it
um
out there real as it is. No
yeah, like
fighting.
all the notes are all over the place. And of course, like me being in the music industry, I want to support the players with actually achieving their dream, of course being there through the tough times, because like chasing your dream is not easy. Coming to a different country is not easy, but that's what we are here for. We want to help you in every aspect possible. And yeah, and of course we want to bring you to events. I don't know, Paul said, I think there was an event next year,
Yeah.
Exactly, like events like that where the players can just like meet, connect, and network, and so of course getting more visibility. And
100%.
yeah, I think we are very good prepared. And even though my notes are so all over the place, I hope you understand. And if not, like, you can ask anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
thank
mean,
you.
that's the point. It's not, we're not here to tell everything. We couldn't tell everything in 1 hour. So the idea is that you get to see our faces, you know, get a feeling of what we're able to offer to you, and you connect with us. And then we take it up from there. Um, CJ, you've been talking with, you know, players recently in Berlin and other parts of Germany, not to mention our very own younger brother who has been having challenges, you know, for years now, trying to really, you know, get into the game. What would you say are the challenges faced by, you know, African players in tapping into the opportunities here in Germany and other parts of Europe? And how do you think that scoring is really coming in to solve these problems?
Um, Hello, everyone, once again. Um, I'm really honored to be here, part of this team this evening, bringing you into light what Scoring is doing to help African footballers, especially to navigate their ways into a football career. Yeah, especially from Africa, we face a whole lot of challenges. I'm going to be using Nigeria as a case study. Like Mike also mentioned, we have a younger brother who is been, trying to kick off his professional football career for quite a couple of years now, but um, there's been a whole lot of challenges, as to why that hasn't happened up until date, and this is also one of the things that also motivated us into bringing this agency together. So from Nigeria, you will discover or you will realize as a young footballer that it is quite impossible for you to obtain visa just for the purpose of playing football abroad. No matter how much good you are playing, you would you would almost be feeling, or you was- you probably would be giving up on that career or that's a dream because of the challenges um, in acquiring visa, to come to Europe to play football. Um, Sometimes even when you get invitation from clubs or even academies over here, your visas are denied or your visa is denied.
Yeah.
You're not allowed, or you're not allowed to travel based on those. And sometimes also the clubs here or the academies here also are not very very well motivated to even help you, to even pursue, or to see that the embassy down there issues that visa. Why? Because of course they haven't really seen you, even though you've sent probably a video of your training section and all of that stuff. But somehow seeing is more believing for them here. So sometimes they
100%.
might reluctantly send you an invitation or an invite, to come, but would not, help to see that that visa is issued, and then you are left, high and dry, hanging, not knowing what to do or how to proceed from there. Um, it is. I don't know. Now, I think it's particularly. I think the German embassy or the German embassy is making it particularly difficult. In Nigeria, not just uh, not just when it comes to visa to go play football, but every other kinds of visa. You will realize that it is easier to go to go to another African country and apply, even to come study or to come play football or whatever purpose it is that you're trying to get out, And this is where scoring is coming in, to help you, to help you understand or to help you figure out other ways that you might be able, to obtain this sort of visas to come outside. And like my colleague here, Paul, said before, later on, Mike will be touching on that Plan B, aspect of scoring, because at scoring, like you must have heard, we are not just focused on just your career or your career in football, but also other things that you know would prosper you as an individual, not just as a football professional. Um, so, um, having said that, we have figured out one or two ways, like also Paul said before. Just a moment. Just a moment. Yeah, like Paul said before, we are not just going to help you get over here in Germany and leave you right at that point, but we are quite well set up and capable with all the right team, both legal and and in and also integrating you properly into the community where I come in, and also Cindy here also making sure that you have a robust um, social media presence that also help that also help you stand out from other footballers out there, or people also seeking the same opportunity like you.
100%.
Um, yeah. So yeah, you know these are one of the point. These are some of the few points that makes us score in standards from other agents from other agency um, as a football um, agency.
That's
And yeah, I guess that will be it from my side right now. And yeah, I don't know if it makes sense, everything I've said so far. But yes, of course, we're still here, and during the course of the show or during the course of the event, we will still be open to answering any question if at any point of my uh, talk or my speech it wasn't clear enough what I said or some of the points that I made. I'm still here to throw more lights on it. Thank
yeah,
you.
for sure. Thanks a
Mike,
lot.
maybe I can add something there.
Yeah, please go for it. Just a second, Paul. So, Cloudware, yeah, we saw your question. Just keep the questions coming in for sure. And before we end the event, we will take all the answers. We will give answers to the questions. So just keep the questions coming in. Go on, Paul.
Yeah, I just want to add something regarding the challenges you're facing once you're here. And as long as you have not been invited by a club, like a first division club with a professional contract, you will arrive here as an unknown, unseen player. So once you want to get in touch with the club here, that's even more difficult than a normal job application process, because
Yeah.
even like whether that's a amateur club or a professional club, they don't really answer to you as an individual. They don't know. They've got too many requests, and it's a difficult procedure to really get in touch. Whether that's fourth, third, second, first division clubs, makes it even more complicated as an unknown talent, an unseen talent. So that's where we are the door opener in a way. Like, we clarify everything with them, their questions they've got, also regarding your playing rights, your visa status, and so on. And that's exactly our key, or that's where we are the key to the clubs, because there are language barriers and all, like a bunch of problems you would be facing here on your own, alone, to get your tryouts and your first attempts in a amateur or professional club. So I just wanted to mention that this is our, or then in the end, our key service we are offering to you, to get the tryouts, and they are calling clubs. Most of the times there will be amateur clubs, but from there on, like fourth division, fifth division, you can be sure that you will be evaluated and make your you will increase in your level and in the club's level you're playing with. But that's our, yeah, our service, our product, to make you get in touch with the according clubs.
Definitely. Thanks a lot, Paul. So if you guys recall, Paul mentioned when he Googled, football agencies or football agents in Germany, the first results, we're just warning about scam and, things like that. And I mean, this is no story, this is no news. Everyone knows about this. When it comes to football, a lot of people have been duped. In any case, what you can think about what we offer to you is 100% risk-free. Scoring will not and does not charge you upfront for a dime. No, we don't ask you to pay nothing to anybody. We don't ask you to pay any money to us. No, our job here is to see that we are able to connect you to these clubs. And how does it work exactly? We started by mentioning how it's important for you to get to Germany first and foremost, or any other EU country, as the case might be. We are located in Berlin, in Germany, and we have the network in Germany. And think about this. If you want to date somebody, I think you usually would like to date someone who does not look desperate, who is chilled. And that's how clubs feel. If they're going to take you as a player, they want to be sure that all your life is not dependent on them. No one wants to take anyone who is desperate, who comes across as, oh, you're my last option. No way. Why should they do that? And that's where our backup plan comes in for you. At Scoring, we have at least three target audience that we focus on. So there are the players back home in Nigeria, in other parts of Africa, who are playing at home. They're highly skilled, highly motivated, highly committed. They know what they're chasing, but they don't have the means to get to Germany. Now, this is where we come in. Recall, I mentioned from the beginning my background in the study and work abroad space. And this is what I've been doing for years, as far back as 2017, officially speaking. Now we've been helping people nonetheless to come to Germany to study, to work, or for family reunion. You need a long-term residence in Germany. It's as simple as that. Our goal, if you're outside of Germany, is to use the plan B to get you in before we start your plan A. Our strategy is that from the get-go, there is already a plan B, C, D, and all that for you. Why we know there's the plan A, which is making you hopefully become a professional footballer. Now, with the plan B in place, you already are, gained, you're already fully engaged, either as a student, as a professional, it depends on your profile. These are the things that we will speak about when we get in contact with you first, to understand what's the best way to get you into Germany legally and ensure that you have a long-term residence. With that long-term residence, it becomes easy both for us and also for the clubs that we're going to introduce you to, to get in contact with you or to take you up. And that's also where our network here comes in, which Paul takes the lead, the connections with clubs and academy, depending on your age, your profile, and all that. So we introduce you to these clubs, and that's where you make everything happen. You will get that chance to try, and that's what you've always wanted, and we'll give you that opportunity. You have zero risk, literally. It works out great. It doesn't work out. There's already a plan B for you. Now, we come in not just to see that you are fully engaged on the field, but also as someone who is going to live or reside in Germany. Do not forget that Germany also needs skilled workers. Maybe you've heard Germany needs at least every year 400,000 skilled workers. That's a lot of numbers, you know. So, regardless of what happens to you on the pitch, you know that definitely there's a plan B for you on how you can gainfully, be engaged. Um, we have the platform Settling, which has been running for over 2 years now. And on Settling, we continue to connect and inform people about how to migrate. The aim of Settling is to be, a valuable platform within the migration space and see that people not only get the right information, but also to connect with people in the location where they want to go. Germany, for example. So my point is, this and many other things are what makes us different from other agencies. Keep in mind, it's 100% risk, 100% risk free. I'm sorry, 100% risk free. So, whatever the case is, you will end up a winner. You have everything to gain. So, the main question now is, how badly do you want it? So, what's your goal? Who are you? I can imagine there are many people here. Some are players, some are coaches, maybe club owners, agents, wherever you are, we want to connect with you. So I think at this time, maybe we can start taking some of the questions so that we have enough time to maybe dive deeper, depending on what the question is about. And then we can also continue the discussion as well. Um, so this is not a question per se, but I'm just going to put it out here. So that's Anthony, that he was introduced to us 2 weeks ago. He is a soccer agent, advisor at Sport Management Worldwide. It's nice to be here. Yes, Anthony, thank you so very much for coming. We are also very happy to have you here as well.
Hello, Anthony.
Yeah.
Hello,
So
Anthony.
yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let Paul take this one. So Anthony is asking if Scoring is a FIFA licensed agency to be able to represent a player, or if we're only providing guidance and not contract.
So far, we are not a FIFA licensed agency. We are working under German Football Federation's rules, and they are pretty soft and easy. We are able to represent players and represent them in contractual questions in any case. But we are still in the foundation or founding process, and we are going to be FIFA license very immediately. So there's no obstacles which would hinder us to get that FIFA application. In Germany, we have some different rules, and now that I mean, we are dealing in a market, yeah, which has some very strict regulations which come from the FIFA, but we have different players and different, yeah, let me say, players in the whole market, like the national federations, the clubs, the legislation in general, contract law, like civil contract law, which is sometimes just not the FIFA regulations, sometimes don't apply to German civil law. So we have to in several cases break the FIFA rules anyway to apply on German civil law. It's pretty complicated altogether, and there is a lot of regulations. But then at the bottom of it, there is no applicable regulations uh, when it comes to negotiations with clubs and to making contracts with clubs in Germany. But this is, I mean, to answer the questions, we are going to apply for the FIFA license in any case, and we are going to get it immediately, like
Yeah.
in March, April. I'm counting on that we are going to have it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, guys, just so you know, I mean, we started scoring earlier this year, actually in May. So everything is still at the beginning stage. But what's even interesting is the fact that we already have succeeded in getting several players to go for trials with clubs, because these are people who are already living in Germany. Like I mentioned before, we have three categories of players that we work with. The first category of people are those that are back in Africa, so who are playing and they need a means to get here. So for those players, we start with our plan B to get them across. For the people who are already existing, who are already living in Germany or other parts of Europe, it becomes a lot easier for us. But keep in mind, there are many Africans who actually they came here for the purpose of playing football, uh, but I think they were smart enough to come through studies, and then while studying, they were also training. We've seen cases of people who came as students and actually made their way up and became professional footballers. Very soon, as you stay with us, we're going to be rolling out all these videos, testimonials, and also that's where Cindy come in with the connection with these, professionals who are also going to testify and talk about their experience and also how we come in and are making things different. Um, so there are that second category of people who are already living in Germany. They came in either as a student, as people that came through vocational training, or some other ways. And then, of course, they are still faced with challenges because even if you're here, does not mean that you can easily gain access to the clubs. So we've been working with those kind of players. Then there are also kids that were born here, with African parents. So as you can imagine, there are also many of them here in Germany. They have the strength, they are interested in becoming professional footballers. So we are also working with those set of people. So, but today, for sure, we know that most of our audience here are people abroad, and we're actually very happy to connect with you guys. Okay. So we're gradually coming to the end of the event, but that's not the end of everything. Uh, Before we go, I'd like Cindy to just maybe talk a bit about, her connections with some of the professional footballers, and maybe what she has, heard from them with regards to their experience and how scoring is going to make things a lot different, for other people. There are a lot of people who they actually struggle to find their way up there. Hopefully, it's not going to be the case for those people that we are going to be working with. Cindy is connected to some of these kind of professional players. She could just tell us a bit about her experience with them and also what are the kind of challenges that they have faced.
So, hi. Well, I haven't actually asked so much in the detail how my friends actually experienced that. I mean, like both of them play in professional leagues. One in Italy for Torino, and the other one plays in the national team for Switzerland. I think right now he's playing for France, and both are black. Well,
Huh? What
Oh,
happened?
Oh, um,
am I
I
here?
know. Yeah,
hopefully,
you're here, Cindy. Go for it.
Am I in the room? Am I in the room? Okay, great. So one of them grew up in Austria and the other one in Switzerland, and they both made the experience that at a very young age they had to leave the country to actually try to focus on their careers. Yeah. So the very first years where you trying to build a career
Yeah,
is very difficult, because you can have injuries. Yeah,
yeah,
that's one
yeah.
thing. What are you going to do if you have injuries? You need to have a backup plan because you don't want to be depressed and and in the house, and that's why it's so important to have an alternative. Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
um at least in the very beginning,
Yeah,
before you make the millions.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. And also I read so much through like from other soccer players experience, and there is so many people that been sold dreams. Yeah.
Mm,
And a lot of these people speak a lot about being black. Yeah, that it's been difficult. It's either through communication or oh my god, I'm sorry, through communication or just like how to survive. Yeah.
yeah,
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 That's why what I also can say as an artist, not every day is going to be shiny, and until you
true,
get to the top, you
true,
mm,
need to keep a job. You need
100%.
to have something that keep your mental health right, while
100%.
you focus on your dreams. That's why I liked what you said, Mike, um earlier, that you cannot depend on nobody, because that actually makes your worth
Mm-hmm.
seems less. You have to have a value, and you can only have that if you first be smart, yeah, and
100%.
second, you keep moving,
Yeah,
and third, you show them that they need you, you don't need them.
100%. 100%.
Yes. So my goal is actually, because I know my friends is gonna testify. I told them about ScoreInn. I told them what we're doing, and it's actually something special because as black soccer players, you have the opportunity to support yours. Yeah.
Definitely.
And that's something from us for us.
100%.
um and that's why I'm very excited to find ways and nice how you say that, like nice ways and connections of how we can support our players the best way possible, and actually not just to help them, but actually make their experience and the journey um um be great, make it a great experience, huh?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, also with some of the semi-pro footballers that I have encountered here in Germany, um, it's always an interesting story. You cannot just put all your eggs in one basket. And that's also one key area which we are scoring try to emphasize. Begin with a plan B, in mind. And this is also one key things that actually makes a lot of difference at the end of the day. It gives you that stability, that peace of mind, and the best can actually come out of you. Being in a foreign country could be really challenging. There's a different system, different culture. There are many things that you need to really cope with, and then if you are not stable, then you just add on top of that complexity. um Before we round up, I'm going to let my
Sorry,
colleagues
Mike,
go on.
for interrupting. I want to say one more thing. Yeah.
Please.
So you coming to Germany, that doesn't mean you have to do a job that you don't like. Our job is to find something that you have, that you have skilled for, that you actually like to do, and our job is to help you work in your interest. Like, let's say
Mhm.
if you are scared of fire, we're not gonna make you firefighter. Let's say like that. Like our mission is, of course, to help you and find something that actually is in your interest.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to throw in a few words on that. Yeah,
Please.
we've had, or I've personally experienced players who came here with the intention to play football, and of course, also um, not thinking about what could happen if football doesn't work through, because you can't always be 100% sure that you're going to make it in that career of football.
Mhm.
So there has to be, we keep hammering this point, there has to be something else. There has to be something else, not just for you. Not okay, for instance, if you want to come out here to play football, there are places where it's difficult to get out of, just for the sole reason of football. So first of all, there has to be something that redirects your visa. There's something that's something that helps you secure that visa, to come while to come over here, to come play that football. And while you are here, also going for those trials, trying to show yourself and all of that stuff, or try to show your potential and all of that stuff. What are you doing in the meantime when the football is not paying currently? So this is a place where scoring steps in and guides you, not just on that football part, but also like, okay, so what else can you do? and we give you the right counsel, we give you the right guidance in doing that while you are hoping also that your football career picks up. So this is one of the core backbones of scoring, and like we have been saying, it is what makes us stand out. And I'm very, very sure you will agree with us also that there is hardly any agency that is really interested, in any other aspect of your life other than football career. In my own opinion, they see you as a cash cow or something to milk out of. But at scoring, that is not where our interest is. First of all, we want to get you right on track, and then we talk. Thank you.
Mike and Cindy, I guess we lost two of them. See
Uh,
there?
yes, I was hoping that they would be back before. Yeah.
Okay. Let me just add something. Like Cindy was asked about the experience of her befriended footballers. I'm a friend with a couple of former and actual national players as well. And also regarding you guys in Nigeria, for example, you should be always aware of the fact that the idea of a football career is like kind of a lonely soldier individual story. You don't step up like with the group, or you're pretty much on your own. And what we experience with young players here, like 50% is talent, and 50% of your fortune is your background, your network, your
Yeah.
parents, your coaches,
Yeah.
everything behind you. Like,
Mm,
as I tell you, in the youth academies, we've got 50% of players which have parents with whatever sort of connection. So this
mm,
is what we want to make you aware of the community part, and of the need to have an agent in general, but an agent which is not seeing you as a cash cow or whatever, but with good connections to the clubs, to be to get you out of that lonely soldier's
so,
status in a way, and help you. I guess that's what every professional footballer experienced on the path of his career, that there have been less talented players who
mhm,
made a career because there was always the network behind it, and they've been
yeah.
there in the very crucial moments to keep their career alive and stuff. And on the other hand, we've got so much unseen talents in the streets in different jobs,
Yeah.
and exactly that's what you are kind of, and we want to make you become from an unseen talent, like your
Mm,
pathway to, with the background you need to reach at the top of the at the top level. So
exactly.
you're back again, Cindy and Mike. I can't see much.
Yeah, I was backstage. I heard everything you said, but I didn't know that I wasn't in the
Uh,
in the show because I
uh-huh.
was listening. I was like, yeah, you don't hear me? Like I'm here.
Yeah, but not
Yes.
coincidentally. I mean, we are. Mike is the technical operator here. We are all not that aware or not that firm with what happens here. That Mike has left us, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But another thing I want to add, guys,
Okay.
um, because dreams is not just dreams, it's possible, okay, but it takes determination, not
Mm,
just arrogance. Okay, that's very important because I always believe, yeah, you can make it. I do believe if you really want it, you can make it. Because when I was younger and I started with the music, everybody was like, "Yeah, but you need to do this and you need to do that." And there's gonna be so many other artists. Yes, there's gonna be so many other artists, but there's gonna be you. There's gonna be you. And if you really want it, and if you put your mind to it, and if you have a plan B, and you keep your mind clear and focused, you can be the next one. Period.
yeah.
100%.
Right.
100%. Yeah.
Word.
I had some technical issues and I was kicked out.
Hi, Isabella.
So much so for the tech guide. Isabella, well, thanks for joining us. I'm going to bring Isabella, although she joined like at the very end, but she
Hi
got upset
everyone.
with
I'm
the
so
event.
sorry I'm joining this late. I had a lot of technical and physical issues getting here
Mm,
today. But I'm really glad to be here. I'm sure Mike has done a wonderful job in my absence. Mike, is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Well,
Okay.
yes.
you guys can
All
tell.
right.
Yeah.
So
Thanks
I
for
would love
joining us.
to. Sorry, Mike.
No, go on.
Okay, I would just love to, take a back seat to know, all that's going on, see how the space is progressing, and if need be, at the end, I would love to, say a little thing about settling when Mike gives me the floor. Is that okay?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, Mike.
Right.
Um, so there's this question from Cloudware. So I guess that's Anthony. Did we touch this already? So Anthony is asking we work if we work with um, academies in Nigeria. 100% we do, Anthony. Yeah, we do work with academies from Nigeria. We want to work with them, and it makes a lot of sense that we begin to work with young players from academies. Paul, if you like, you can touch on that if you want to.
No, I simply agree. I mean, as you already mentioned, we are just starting our operations in African countries as well. So we are uh, very curious to get in closer contact with more academies, and not just in Nigeria, but all over Africa. Definitely, that
Yeah,
we aim to be partners with the academies over there, or clubs, and they've got a different structure than here. An academy here is just a youth department of a professional club. I guess you've got plenty of private academies and different club and academy structure. But wherever you've got the melting pot of football, and whatever that would mean, if that's a club, an academy, or a private football school, get in touch with us, please. We
yeah.
are very interested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Let me just quickly also mention. Yes. We've been getting in touch with football academies, agencies, uh, agents, private agents also. Yeah, like Paul said, not just in Nigeria also, but other African countries, the likes of Ghana, Cameroon, and even Senegal too. Yes, we're doing everything that it takes, to partner with these people, because, of course, they are going to be acting as our eyes on ground, so 100%. Yes, we are reaching out. The likes of Pepsi Academy, um, yeah, Pepsi Academy, and the rest of them, all over Abuja and Lagos, everywhere. We're we're getting in touch, and sooner than later, we you'll be seeing a whole lot of partnership, between us and them.
100%. Okay, guys. This is just the beginning of, everything. Oh, thanks, Miss. Thanks to the guy watching us from Canada, up from Ghana. What is your plan for young talent aged 10 years to 16 who want to join in? That's a good one. Who wants to take that? CJ Paul?
If I may, CJ, just
Sure,
shortly,
sure.
I have one solution. I mean, it's always more um, difficult and difficult to support a 10 years old father to tell him, yeah, that's the pathway for your child to become a footballer. But as Cindy mentioned, when would you start to make your dream come true? So if that's the age of 10, the only way to come over to Europe and play in a European academy here is via the parents. Like, if
Yeah,
your parents would be able to fulfill or follow our plan B situations, and if that's something like altogether, I would say that's always the parents' wish and parents' plan, then it's up to the parents to organize sustainable, well planned living over here in Europe. And from that moment on, your child is here. As I said in the very beginning, a 10 years, 11 years old kid won't have, with long term residence by their parents, won't have any problems to get access to an academy here. So that also applies for 16 years old, because it's pretty difficult to get a visa here as a minor of 16 years old on your own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So again, that's where the plan B comes in for the parent as a way to get them over here uh, in Germany, and then they're also able to be there for the kid. So that would be, the plan for them. And definitely, uh, we are very interested in connecting with, kids like this and their parents.
Yeah, and
Okay.
let me just add, like in FIFA regulations and German Football Federation regulations, there's a lot of protection laws for minors. So even for the clubs, it ain't easy to bring a 16 years old separated from their parents to the club. Like just remember Lionel Messi's story or those stories. It always
Mhm.
depends on the parents, and that's minor protection to not separate them. That's a initial idea of minors protection, not to separate them from their parents,
Yeah.
even though they're huge talents in football.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna let Isabella tell us a bit about settling, and also how you can also get connected with settling, and yeah, how we are also nicely connected with scoring as well. So Isabella, it's your time. Um, Isabella, are you there?
Yes, yeah.
Like you slept out for a second.
All right. Yes, I'm really sorry. Environment, environment's
Go
a little
on.
bit busy over here.
Yeah. So yeah, just tell us, okay, a bit about settling. So let's just use that, and then we take one final question and we wrap it up for the evening.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Mike. Um, As I'm sure Mike has mentioned before, today's event is proudly hosted by Settling, and we are affiliated with ScoreInn in the best way possible. And I believe that what we do links with what ScoreInn does in a very mighty way, because we are very involved in the migration field. Mike has made a very important statement before, where he has said that settling is not just a social based network but an interest based network. And this is important when you think about it. When you're interested in migration, you're going to find people who are interested alongside with you on settling. And that's the beauty about it. Provides the information that you need, all of the support and the community you need, as well as verified and trusted individuals who are ready to help you all steps of the way. So if you are listening to us at any point in time on any social media platform, maybe you're on LinkedIn, you're on YouTube, whatever, make sure you tap into your phones and tap www.settling.com so that you can bear witness to all the wonderful things that we're doing. And the best way to get involved with us is not just to log on to settling.com and sign up. You can also follow us on our various social media platforms. We are basically on every social media platform you can possibly think of. And we have many more of these partnerships and wonderful opportunities to bring your way, not just what we're doing today with scoring, but what we're doing with a lot of different companies and a lot of different interventions, even in the local communities. So, yes, this is what Settling has to offer. If you would love to know more about what we have to offer, what we have to do, you can just log on to Settling, create an account, ask a question, or even connect with me or Mike, and we'll be happy to guide you along the way. So, yes, that's a little bit of what we do and how we're ready to help you alongside scoring in your migration journey. So, Mike,
Thank you
you have
very
the
much,
floor.
Isabella. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
I guess you might be asking yourself, yeah, how do all these things connect? Again, coming back to the 100% risk-free facilitation for you, we need you to be well informed about what you're doing. Gone are the days where you do things blindly, you work with someone blindly, you have no idea, you give your money to whoever, and then they just go away. No, with settling, you're able to connect with other people like yourself, also people who want to play football. You discuss, you understand how exactly it works. So by the time you are connecting with ScoreInn, you're well informed about the ways to go. I think it's going to be very tiring for us to have to explain everything to you when you have access to the information and also a community that can actually answer your question. So if you're serious about it, get yourself informed first and foremost. There are other peers there that you can relate with. It's not nice that you just send us an email with your name and whatever, and then it gets really tiring. But if you get yourself acquainted with the right information, what the plan B means, what are those options for you, what's your age, what can you do, what are the opportunities for you in Germany. When we are connected with you, when ScoreInn is connected with you, it becomes a lot easier. We can just move forward. And so that's the whole point, and that's where the whole connection comes in. On one hand, you get information, you connect with the community, and when you're ready, ScoreInn is there to take you to the next level. I take one final question, and I think we're then going to wrap it up for the evening. Um, Kindly put the link in the chat. So I'm going to put the link first to ScoreInn, and then I'm going to put the link also to Setlink. So that you can do yourself a favor, go check them out and get started. So we are in a digital age, and everyone needs to get familiar and comfortable with all these kind of tools. Do your research, read stuff, talk with people, ask about us, check out our profile. And again, like I mentioned, it is 100% risk free. Nobody from scoring or settling is going to ask you to pay a dime. We're not asking you to pay money to anybody. We're actually offering you an opportunity here to make the best out of your life. Um, how does one reach out to ScoreInn? I put the link to our website in the comments. Go check us out. You see the contact form there. There are a few questions that you have to answer. We're going to receive your contact and we'll get in touch with you. But do us a favor, get yourself well informed. Check out our YouTube channels. I think we already have some videos there to understand the background of what we do so that it just becomes a lot easier when we start working with you. Paul, I'd just like you to take this one final question and then we'll wrap it up. So, he's asking about funding and support for the kids if parents allow their kids come in. Hmm. Um, yeah,
Mm,
Paul, take that.
I don't really know what to answer on that. Can you funding and support?
Hmm.
I mean,
Um,
that's kind of Mike, please.
So funding and support for the kids if parents allow their kids come here. So as we mentioned before, our main job here is to connect you with the clubs, with the academies, and that you are able to show your talents and then get a contract to actually be fully engaged officially with the club. But until that happens, you are pretty much going to have to take care of all your expenses yourself. When you have a contract officially with the club, depending on what type of contract it is, which we are also going to guide you along the way, then you actually know where the funding and support is going to come from. But until that happens, you are pretty much are going to cover all the funding expenses for yourself. At least that's what I can say. Yeah. So, I mean, think about it. Our job is that we are able to help you or your kid to land that official contract with a club to become an official player there. So until that happens, you have to take care of all your expenses.
yeah.
Good.
Um, yeah. Just there isn't so much to say about that. It is like we said. Um, what we offer is guidelines, ways, channels to becoming or to achieving your dream. We don't. We are in no way responsible for funding of, say, probably taking up the expense for your visa applications or for flights or how you sustain yourself here. All of these things are things that we expect you to make provisions for, why in contact with us or why we are working with you to achieve that dream. So 100% the funding at every level is going to come strictly from you. All we do is just bridge the gap between you, the academy, or the club. Yeah.
Yeah. Then one last one um, from Giles. So, any opportunity to join a European tournament as a team? Yeah, I mean, this of course depends on what it's going to be about. In the next few weeks, or maybe a week or two, you're going to see one of such. Well, it's not a tournament per se, but an event which we are co-organizing also with some other players or clubs in the states, so in the US. We're going to have series of things like this about European tournament. It really depends what you mean there, but maybe send us a message with more details. But potentially, yes, why not? If we know about the tournament, if we are connected with the people organizing the tournament, then depending on what opportunity you're looking for, we can find a way to see how to make something happen. When is our next stream going to be? That's a good question. We actually did not think we're going to be streaming continuously, but this is something that we're going to think about internally. And yeah, maybe we should stream more often. Yeah, maybe we should stream more often. Um, then, do we assist with visa acquisition to Germany? So it depends on what you mean with visa acquisition, but 100% depending on where you're coming from, we will assist you with the visa application guidelines, everything you need to know and all that. Right now we don't offer the service of securing visa for you, no, but we will guide you completely with how the visa application process goes, what you're supposed to know, and also help you to get the right documents, if they fall within the scope of our services. So I would say yes, we can assist, but I guess it varies.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I think if I let the questions, they're going to keep coming in. I really want to thank everyone for joining us. We broadcast live on LinkedIn, on Facebook, Twitter, and also YouTube. I want to thank everyone watching us, especially from Twitter. You guys are great. Sadly, we cannot see your comments coming in here, but I promise you, leave all your questions in the comment on Twitter. I'm going to personally check all of them and respond to you. For today, we used the Settling media handle to broadcast. And the reason is simple. Settling already has the existing network of our target audience. But moving forward, we're going to be using the scoring handle. So I kindly ask everyone, check all social media platforms, even on TikTok, just type scoring. So as you see the name here to the top right, type in scoring and connect with us across all media platforms. This is the only way that you can stay informed with what we do and also follow our progress. So connect with scoring and leave your comment wherever you are watching us from. And I promise you, I'm going to check all of them and reply to them. So, final words from my colleague, and then we wrap it up for the evening. I'm going to start with Cindy.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Absolutely. We are also gonna work on our social media presence, which means, like you said, that we started in May, we got November. So the goal is to build actually our followers up on the social media platforms. So yeah, follow our journey. We will definitely come back. We will stream and talk to y'all some more. And yes, hopefully we get together. Hopefully we could answer all your questions. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Paul, CJ, Mike. It was very nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You,
Thank you.
CJ.
Yeah. Just want to say thank you for being part of this and for being here today. We honestly appreciate the support. It's the support to this incredible journey. Let's work together to create opportunity and ensure no talent is left behind. We are really looking forward to connecting with you and yeah, further answer any other questions that might help you understand us better. Thank you. Thank you.
100%. Now to Paul.
Yeah. Um, I also want to thank everybody who was following today, and yeah, I would be glad to see one of you or your children one day or the other over here in Germany, and would be able to assist you and watch your kids playing football and connect them to the right club. So, as Mike just mentioned, get in touch with us personally and do us the favor to give us some more information in the first contact that
Yeah,
we can, yeah, get back to you immediately with like productive ideas without starting an extra long introduction again. So just introduce yourselves, and if you got further questions, contact us directly so that we can meet you over here one day playing football.
definitely. Hey, yeah, for those of you living in Germany already and are also connected in one way or the other within the football space, it's really going to be nice to get to meet, personally and see what we can do together. So, from
Definitely.
me, on behalf of the whole team, thank you once more very much. I wish everyone a nice Friday evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are connected to us from, and a nice weekend later on. Bye for
Thank
now.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.